Here we go again. It's really cool to have real safety shoes that rip off like snowboards. That's wow. And today's goal is to line up all these beams and secure them with the, what the hell is that? Rail. And to join them with the rails on either side so that they look good and are solid. So normally you have to use angle brackets to fix the beams. I've used 70mm screws and they don't move, so there's no problem. For the rest, I closed my landing on the side with a scrap of beam that I had left over and some 160 lag bolts that always come in handy. So, who's the carpentry boss? So, for the mezzanine I chose 2.5 meters wide. Here I'm saving space with the bay windows. In any case, I didn't have much headroom, so I'm not really losing any floor space. And I think the volume, the mezzanine, and maybe, just maybe, a little net to hang from the purlin so you can sit on it like a sofa with cushions hanging over the void will add a lot of character. In the meantime, I need to finish organizing all these beams for the volume of the only bedroom there will be on this floor. And for the record, this is my first lighting for mountain renovation, which I built 10 years ago. It's based on an old camper van table leg, 2 slats, 2 beds, and an old halogen lamp. Now that's funny. And 10 years later, it's still working and doing me a lot of favors. Like the remains of the old floor I dismantled last year, which I'm going to use to make all the finishing touches and spacers between these new beams. Reusing equipment that has been dismantled or destroyed can save a lot of money, and as for the price of the 160 lag screws, I think it must be 25 euros for 50 pieces, and for all the screws and bolts I use, I order them all on the internet. It's not too expensive. You have to search a bit, but you can find good deals. I'm lucky the camera didn't fall. The stand was balanced on the beams. So, isn't this all pretty? Bedroom area Pam, small bathroom where I am, and here a mezzanine with editing stations to make episodes of mountain renovation and other various video projects. I did a nice little finish for the living room. After that, I stuffed all that with glass wool for soundproofing so that the sound couldn't get through into the rooms. Then I have to make spacers to go between each beam to solidify the whole thing and prevent it from twist like that when they dry, because semi-dry beams like that, it works until it loses all the water inside. So the more spaces there are, and here as it's 8 meters long, the more solid it will be. So just so everyone knows, making spacers is a mess. If you're going to fix all this and make sure it's tight on both sides, well, you'd better be precise, and you don't want to fool around with 2mm to the left, 2mm to the right, or I'll leave holes for you. Otherwise it's completely disgusting. I may be repeating myself, but if you have any questions, ask them in the comments and I'll answer them in an FAQ next week, probably, or in a couple of weeks. Who knows, it's coming soon. And right now I'm going to put up a prop for a month because the beams, they're not dry. They come straight from the sawmill, they're fresh from the wake. The trunk is deeply dry and it's going to work. And to avoid that, we use spacers. Putting a prop on them will at least prevent them from sagging. Tidying up the site. Oh no, I've run out of time. Ciao! This morning the verdict is in. Will the main structural beam make it through? Will the truck make it? Well, first of all, it went really well up the small hill, which is surprising because the last trucks didn't want to go up. Now that's cool. There it is, the big section beam, 440 by 200, waiting for me. Now it's time for the fateful question. Will the little 80 euro winch you bought on the internet stand up to all that weight? And that's it. While I nearly dropped the winch on the road, it's humming. I was lucky. Thank you all for following me. Thanks to Helly Hansen for the clothes. Think of the kitchen and kitchen designers. Contact them, contact me, we're all in this together, and if you like, you can give a little thumbs up to the reach. It still hasn't moved, it's up there. And tell me what you think of all this in the comments. I read every comment, and it gives me a lot of courage to keep on filming and sharing these great moments of joy with you. And if you want to see what we're going to do with this 270 kilo beam, subscribe, it's in the next episode. And if you're in too much of a hurry, it's right here on Instagram. Check out the Passion Renovation page. There are 3,000 of us. It's a gift.